The chamber is open and full of whispers.
Before we dive in, check the link in the description if you want exclusive Timelines members-only videos you won't find on YouTube, all on our Patreon. The marble lobby gleams under enchanted chandeliers. Goblins conduct business at long counters. Wizards in robes exchange gold for goods. The sound of coins clinking, quills scratching, low conversations. Harry Potter enters with Rubeus Hagrid, 11 years old, small, messy black hair, round glasses taped together at the bridge, wearing Dudley Dursley's cast-offs, a gray t-shirt 3 sizes too large, jeans bunched at the ankles with a worn belt. His green eyes are wide, taking in everything, magic made real. This is his first time in the wizarding world beyond the leaky cauldron's brief passage. Hagrid leads him toward a goblin teller. Right then, Harry, we're here to get your money from your vault. Your parents left you gold. Quite a sum, actually. Harry barely hears him. He's staring at the enchanted scales, at goblins writing with quills that move on their own, at a witch levitating a chest of coins behind her. Near the eastern wall, the Granger family waits. Dr. David Granger and Dr. Monica Granger stand in muggle clothes, business casual, looking deeply out of place among the robes. They're exchanging British pounds for galleons with a goblin who counts with mechanical precision. Hermione Granger stands beside them, 11 years old, bushy brown hair that defies all attempts at control, brown eyes bright with fierce intelligence. She holds a book, Hogwarts, A History by Bathilda Bagshot. Her bookmark is on page 247. She's memorized every word up to that point. Her parents discuss exchange rates. Hermione ignores them, reading. Mrs. Granger touches her shoulder. "Sweetheart, please, put the book down. We need your attention for the transaction." "I'm reading about the Founder's enchantments," Hermione says without looking up. "Did you know Hogwarts has 142 staircases, and some of them move on Fridays?" Hermione. She sighs, closes the book, sets it on the marble counter. And that's when it happens. The moment the book touches marble, something deep beneath Gringotts wakes. A pulse, not sound, not vibration, something else, magical, ancient, fundamental. Every goblin in the lobby freezes. Harry feels it, a sensation like falling and flying simultaneously. His scar burns, not painful, just warm, urgent. Hermione gasps. She feels it too, a pull, like invisible hands reaching through her chest towards something below, toward the vaults. The marble floor beneath both children begins to glow, faint at first, golden light spreading in intricate patterns, geometric, ritual. The glow spreads from where they stand, 2 points of light expanding, converging, connecting in lines of pure magic. Hagrid stumbles backward. What in Merlin's ink bottles tip and spill? Wizards freeze, staring. The golden light intensifies, rising from the floor, surrounding Harry, surrounding Hermione. 2 pillars of radiance, and deep below, 200 feet down, in a maximum security vault reserved for artifacts too dangerous to destroy, the resurrection stone begins to sing. A single pure note, high, crystalline, mourning, and joyful at once. Ragnarok, head vault master of Gringotts, is in his office when the alarms sound. He's ancient, scarred, face lined with centuries of dealing with wizard foolishness. He wears ceremonial armor, bronze plates etched with runes that predate the ministry by 1,000 years. The moment the pulse hits, he knows. "No," he whispers, then louder. "No." He runs. Goblins don't run. They walk with dignity. But Ragnarok runs. He bursts into the lobby, sees the 2 children surrounded by light, sees the patterns on the floor, the Deathly Hallows symbol, massive, glowing, connecting them. His voice cuts through the chaos. "Clear the lobby. Everyone out. Now. Do not touch them. If you interrupt the claiming, it could tear their souls apart." Mrs. Granger's voice is terrified. "What's happening to my daughter?" At the light. At the ancient magic responding to bloodlines not seen in 5 centuries. "The Hallows are calling them," he says quietly. "The Peverell heirs have returned." The light reaches its peak. The resurrection stone's note becomes a harmony. 3 tones now, not 1. Then, exactly 11 seconds after it began, the light fades. The sound stops. Silence. Absolute. Harry and Hermione stand in the center of the lobby, both breathing hard, both changed in ways they don't yet understand. Ragnarok approaches slowly, reverently. He kneels. Every goblin in Gringotts follows. Dozens of them. On one knee, heads bowed. Ragnok speaks in gobbledygook. The language is harsh, guttural, but the tone is reverent. Zangaroth kai verum, Peverell kor rethani. Translation: The Hallows wake, the Peverell blood calls. Hagrid's mouth opens and closes. Ragnok, what? These are children. Harry Potter and a muggle-born girl. There's been some mistake, half-giant. Ragnok stands. His black eyes fix on Harry and Hermione. The pulse of claiming cannot be faked, cannot be triggered accidentally. These two carry the blood of Peverell. They are the twin souls the Hallows have been waiting for. Harry finds his voice. It's steadier than he feels. What does that mean? What are the Hallows? Ragnok studies him. You truly don't know? I didn't know I was a wizard until 3 weeks ago. Ragnok's expression softens fractionally. Then we have much to teach you. Both of you. He turns to Hermione. And you, child. What is your name? Hermione's analytical mind is already racing, connecting fragments. Hermione Jean Granger. My parents are dentists. I've read about the Peverell brothers and the tales of Beetle the Bard, the story of the 3 brothers who met death at a river. But that's just a children's tale, isn't it? It is history wrapped in metaphor. The Deathly Hallows are real. The Elder Wand, the Resurrection Stone, the Cloak of Invisibility, and you too, he gestures to both children, are their destined masters. Hermione's eyes widen. But I'm Muggle-born. I have no magical ancestry. You believe you are Muggle-born, Ragnok interrupts. Our records say otherwise. Come, we will speak in the inheritance chamber. This is not a conversation for public ears. He gestures toward a corridor. A door appears in the wall, one that wasn't there moments before. Hagrid protests. Now see here, Ragnok. I'm supposed to take Harry to his vault, and then, if we ignore this, the magical resonance could collapse half of Diagon Alley. They will come with me. You may accompany them if you wish. Hagrid looks helpless. The Grangers look terrified. Harry looks at Hermione. Their eyes meet. Something passes between them. Recognition. Understanding. Like meeting someone you've known all your life but are seeing for the first time. We should go, Harry says quietly. Hermione nods. Agreed. They walk toward the door. Together. Their guardians follow. Uncertain. Afraid. The door closes behind them with a sound like a tomb ceiling. Gringotts, inheritance chamber, 200 feet below the lobby, 11:15 a.m. The chamber is older than Gringotts itself, carved from living bedrock. No bricks, just stone shaped by magic into smooth walls. Runes cover every surface, glowing faintly in the dim light. Languages that predate language. A massive table dominates the center, black basalt, polished to mirror shine, inscribed with a ritual circle, the Deathly Hallows symbol at its heart. Around the table, 7 stone chairs, only 2 show signs of use. The others are covered in dust. Ragnok gestures. Sit. Hagrid and the Grangers stand behind them, protective. 2 other goblins enter. One carries a ledger bound in dragonhide. The other carries a wooden box, ancient and sealed with wax. Ragnok sits across from the children. Before we proceed, you must understand what occurred in the lobby. The pulse of claiming is a magical phenomenon that manifests when Peverell blood, true Peverell blood, comes into proximity after long separation. It has not occurred since the year 1291, when the last known Peverell died without heir. But I'm a Potter, Harry says, not a Peverell. Your blood says otherwise. Ragnok nods to the goblin with the ledger. The goblin opens it, reads aloud in heavily accented English, Harry James Potter, born July 31st, 1980, to James Charles Potter and Lily Evans Potter. Paternal grandfather, Fleamont Potter. Paternal great-great-great-grandfather, Linfred of Stinchcombe, also called the Potterer. Harry listens, confused. The goblin continues. Linfred's mother, Iolanthe Peverell, last living descendant of Ignotus Peverell, 3rd of the Peverell brothers. She married into the Potter line in 1214. The blood has passed through your family for 780 years. The ledger shows a family tree, glowing lines connecting names. At the top, Ignotus Peverell. At the bottom, Harry Potter. Harry stares. My mum and dad, did they know? No, Ragnok says gently. The knowledge was lost. After Ignotus died in 1292, his descendants scattered. Some knew their heritage, most forgot. But blood does not forget, magic does not forget. The goblin flips pages. Hermione Jean Granger, born September 19th, 1979, to David and Monica Granger, both non-magical. Maternal grandmother, Elizabeth Wilkins. Maternal great-great-grandmother, Margaret Dagworth, née Peverell. Hermione's eyes widen. That's impossible. My grandmother's maiden name was Wilkins. There's no Dagworth in our family. Your great-great-grandmother was Margaret Dagworth. Her father was Hector Dagworth Granger, famous potioneer, born 1846. The Granger in his hyphenated name came from his mother's side, a squib branch of the Peverell line. Squib? Hermione asks. A wizard born without magic, Hagrid explains quietly. Happens sometimes in magical families. Ragnarok continues. Hector's grandmother was Cadmus Peverell's great-great-great-granddaughter, the middle brother, the one who claimed the resurrection stone. That line fragmented. Some became the Gaunts, obsessed with blood purity. Others became squibs exiled from magical society. Your branch married into Muggle families. The magic went dormant. For 5 generations it slept. Until me, Hermione whispers. Until you. Magic can lie dormant for centuries, then reawaken. You are not Muggle-born, Miss Granger. You are a Peverell reclamation, ancient blood reasserting itself. The ledger shows her family tree. At the top, Cadmus Peverell. At the bottom, Hermione Granger. Mrs. Granger's voice shakes. This is too much, Hermione. We should go. We should... Mum. Hermione's voice is calm. Certain. I need to understand this. Please. Mr. Granger puts a hand on his wife's shoulder. Let's hear them out. Ragnarok pulls a scroll from the pile on the table, unrolls it carefully. The parchment is ancient, the ink faded but legible. At the bottom, 3 signatures, 3 wax seals. The Peverell Inheritance Compact, Ragnarok announces. Signed in the year 1214 by Ignotus Peverell, Cadmus Peverell, and Antioch Peverell, or more accurately, signed by Ignotus on behalf of his dead brothers in the year before his own death. The 3 Hallows, wand, stone, and cloak, are the inheritance of the Peverell line. They may be held by others, used by others, claimed by conquest or trickery, but they will never truly serve anyone not of Peverell blood. When Peverell heirs emerge who are worthy, the Hallows will call. When the heirs answer, they become masters. This is the law of death itself. Hermione absorbs this. The Hallows have consciousness. They can choose. They are not alive, Ragnarok says. But they are aware. Artifacts of such power develop a form of magical sentience. The Elder Wand is infamous for this. It knows who defeats its master, who is worthy of its loyalty. Harry's mind is reeling. So the pulse? That was the Hallows recognizing us? Calling us? The resurrection stone is in our vaults. When you two entered the building simultaneously, 2 Peverell bloodlines converging for the first time in centuries, the stone woke. It pulsed. It called. And you answered. The goblin with the wooden box steps forward, opens it. Inside, 2 rings. One is silver, set with a black stone carved into a triangle with a circle and line. The Deathly Hallows symbol. The band is inscribed with runes, Ignotus Peverell. The other is silver, set with a black stone carved with the same symbol. The band reads, Cadmus Peverell, the lordship rings of Peverell, Ragnarok says. When Ignotus died, he left instructions. If Peverell heirs ever emerge worthy of the Hallows, these rings would identify them. They are not the Hallows themselves. They are keys. They unlock your authority, your inheritance, your right to claim. He pushes the box toward them. But before you take these rings, you must understand. This is not a game. This is not an adventure. The Deathly Hallows are the most dangerous artifacts in magical history. United, they grant mastery over death itself. Misused, they grant only destruction. Hermione's voice is steady. What happens if we refuse? The rings return to the vault. The compact remains dormant. The Hallows wait for the next worthy heirs, perhaps another century from now. Then you begin a path that will change you irrevocably. You will be hunted by those who covet the Hallows. You will be tested by the Hallows themselves. They do not serve the unworthy, even if the blood is pure. And you will face a choice that every master of death has faced, to use power wisely or to be consumed by it. Harry and Hermione look at each other. Another silent conversation. Two children who met minutes ago but who somehow understand each other perfectly. Harry speaks first. I've lived with people who had power over me my whole life. The Dursleys. They used it to make me small, to make me afraid. If I have power now, real power, I won't waste it, and I won't use it like they did. Hermione nods slowly. I've spent my life being told I'm too much, too smart, too curious, too intense. My parents love me, but even they don't understand. If this is real, if we're meant for this, then refusing would be cowardice. She reaches for the silver ring inscribed with Cadmus's name. Harry reaches for the one inscribed with Gringotts. The moment their fingers touched the metal, the rings were size, shrinking to fit 11-year-old hands perfectly, and the chamber explodes with light. Golden radiance bursts from the rings, not painful, warm, like standing in sunlight concentrated into a single point. Harry feels it, a connection forming, not just to the ring, but through it, down, deep to something buried in the vaults below. The resurrection stone is singing again. 3 notes in harmony, and he hears a voice, not spoken aloud. Felt in his bones, welcome, heir of Gringotts. I have waited so long. Hermione gasps. She hears it too, a different voice. Older, sadder, welcome, heir of Cadmus. Forgive me for the sorrow I caused. Be wiser than I was. The light fades. They sit there, breathing hard, changed. The rings on their fingers glow faintly, then settle to dark silver. Ragnarok bows his head. It is done. You are heirs of Peverell. The Hallows recognize you. Now begins the true test, the claiming. Dumbledore's not going to believe this. Dumbledore, Ragnarok says coldly, has no authority over Peverell matters. These children are under goblin protection until they come of age, or until they release us from that duty. No wizard, not even the chief warlock, can interfere. Mrs. Granger finds her voice. You're saying our daughter is nobility? In the magical world? More than nobility. She is an heir to one of the 3 founders of modern magical society. As is Mr. Potter. When they turn 17, they will hold seats on the Wizengamot, the magical parliament. They will have legal authority over their ancestral estates, and they will have the right to claim the Hallows. Granger says, they're children. They are children with ancient blood and dangerous destinies, Ragnarok agrees, which is why we will educate them, protect them, prepare them, if you consent. He looks at the Grangers, at Hagrid. Do you consent to allow these children to learn what they must learn? To become what they were born to be? Silence. Then Hermione speaks. Mum, Dad, I know this is frightening, but I need to understand. I need to know who I am, what I am. Please. Mrs. Granger's eyes fill with tears. You'll always be our daughter. Always. I know, but I'm also this. She gestures to the ring. To the chamber. I can be both, can't I? Mr. Granger pulls his daughter into a tight hug. You can be anything you want to be, sweetheart, if this is what you want. It is. He releases her, looks at Ragnarok. We consent, but we want regular contact. Letters, visits, she's still our child. Agreed. Dumbledore's gonna want to know. Dumbledore will be informed, Ragnarok says. But Harry Potter is an heir of Peverell. He is emancipated by ancient law. The Dursleys no longer have authority over him. Harry's heart leaps. I don't have to go back to Privet Drive. Never again. For the first time since entering the magical world, Harry smiles, really smiles. Ragnarok stands. You have 1 month before Hogwarts begins. We will use that month well. Come, I will show you the Peverell vaults. Your true inheritance awaits. He leads them to the door. The Grangers follow, holding hands tightly. Hagrid follows, muttering about Dumbledore's reaction. Harry and Hermione walk side by side. Partners? Harry asks quietly. Hermione considers. Then, masters. At the ancient magic thrumming through the stone beneath her feet, death, she says simply. We're going to be masters of death. The Hallows are waking. Gringotts. Peverell vault level, 11:45 a.m. The cart ride down is different this time. Deeper than the Potter vault, deeper than any vault Harry imagined existed. They plunge through darkness. The temperature drops. The air becomes heavy with age and magic. Ragnarok sits across from Harry and Hermione, unaffected by the descent. The Peverell vaults are on the ancient level. Only 5 families have vaults this deep. Peverell, Slytherin, Gryffindor, Ravenclaw, and Hufflepuff. Founder's privileges. I thought Peverell wasn't a founder, Hermione says. She's gripping the card edge, but her voice is steady. Hogwarts was founded by the Four. The Peverells were among the first to organize wizarding society after the Norman conquest. They predated the ministry by 500 years. The cart slows, stops. Before them, a door. Not wood, not metal. Stone, carved with the Deathly Hallows symbol, massive, intricate, glowing faintly. Ragnarok gestures, blood and ring, both required. Harry and Hermione step forward. They press their ringed hands against the symbol. The stone warms, recognizes, accepts. The door swings open silently. The vault beyond takes their breath away. It's not a vault. It's a library. Shelves stretch into darkness, books, scrolls, artifacts under glass, weapons on racks, robes on mannequins, everything preserved perfectly despite centuries of abandonment. And in the center, on a pedestal of white marble, a black velvet cloth covering something small. The Resurrection Stone. Hermione approaches it slowly. Her ring pulses in rhythm with her heartbeat. "May I?" she asks. Ragnarok nods. "It's yours by right." She pulls back the velvet. The stone is small, black, carved with the Deathly Hallows symbol. Set in a gold ring, the gaunt ring, though she doesn't know that yet. The moment she sees it, she feels it. A pull, a recognition. "Sister," the stone whispers. "Heir of Cadmus. I have waited." Hermione reaches out, hesitates. "The ring is cursed," Ragnarok says suddenly, "placed by a dark wizard 50 years ago. If you touch it directly, the curse will kill you within a year." Hermione jerks her hand back. Harry steps forward. "Can the curse be removed?" "Yes, but it requires advanced magic. Curse breaking. Blood magic." "Ritual work," Harry says firmly. "How long do we have?" "The curse is contained as long as the ring remains in the vault. It's only active when worn. You have time. We need to purify it before we can use it, before we can truly claim it." "Correct. How?" Ragnarok's expression is grim. "That knowledge exists in this vault, in the books your ancestors left behind. You will need to learn, quickly." Harry looks at the shelves. 1 month until Hogwarts. We'll need every day. You'll have it. I'm assigning you the Peverell Suite, private quarters here in Gringotts. Secure. Worded. You can study without interruption. Hermione turns to her parents. "Mom, Dad, I need to do this. I need to stay here and learn. Can I visit on weekends?" Mrs. Granger's voice cracks. "Of course, sweetheart. Whatever you need." They embrace. Long. Tight. When they part, Hermione's eyes are wet but determined. Harry watches. Envies. He has no parents to embrace. No family to reassure. Then Hermione looks at him. "You're not alone," she says quietly. "We're partners, remember?" Harry nods. "Partners." Ragnarok gestures toward the exit. "Come, I'll show you to your quarters. You both need rest. Tomorrow, we begin your education." Gringotts, Peverell Suite, evening. The suite is larger than the Dursleys' entire house. Sitting room with comfortable chairs and a fireplace that burns without fuel. 2 bedrooms, separate, private, a bathroom with a tub the size of a swimming pool, and a library. The library is what captures them both. Floor-to-ceiling shelves. Thousands of books, scrolls in protective cases, artifacts on display under glass. Hermione immediately gravitates to a shelf labeled Peverell Family History. They read in silence for an hour. Then Hermione speaks. "Harry, listen to this." She reads aloud from a leather-bound journal, written by Ignotus Peverell, December 12, 91. "I am old. The cloak has served me well, kept me hidden from enemies, from death himself. But I tire. My brothers fell to their Hallows, Antioch, slain for the wand, Cadmus, driven mad by the stone. I alone survived. Why? Because I did not seek to conquer death. I sought to understand it. The cloak taught me death is not an enemy. It is a transition. A doorway. Those who fear it become slaves. Those who accept it become free. The Hallows are not prizes. They are lessons. The wand teaches that power without wisdom destroys. The stone teaches that love cannot be resurrected, only remembered. The cloak teaches that humility and patience grant more safety than any armor. If my bloodline survives, if heirs emerge, I leave this wisdom, master death by accepting it. Use the Hallows not to escape mortality, but to understand it. Only then will you be free. Hermione closes the journal. He understood. At the end, he understood. And his brothers didn't. Antioch wanted to be invincible. Cadmus wanted to bring back the dead. Both failed. So what do? How do we avoid their mistakes? Harry thinks. We learn, we study, we don't rush, and we work together. Ignatius was alone. We're not. Hermione smiles. Partners. Partners was person. Outside, the sun sets over London. At midnight, Ragnok enters. You should sleep. Tomorrow, the real work begins. Harry looks up. What kind of work? Magical theory, ritual structure, curse breaking, blood magic, ancient languages, everything you need to purify the stone and eventually claim the other Hallows. How long will it take? Hermione asks. To learn curse breaking well enough to purify the stone? If you're brilliant and dedicated, 3 weeks. We have 1 month. Then you'll have time to rest afterward. Ragnok's scarred face shows something that might be a smile. Sleep, both of you. You'll need your strength. Harry and Hermione look at each other. 3 weeks, Harry says. We can do it, Hermione says. You sure? The training montage, Week 1, August 16, 1991. Day 1, Foundations. Ragnok brings in tutors, goblins mostly. A few retired wizards who owe Gringotts favors. They teach magical theory, how magic flows, how intent shapes it, how will directs it. Harry struggles, Hermione excels. She's always been good at theory. But when they practice, when they try to cast actual spells, Harry surprises everyone. Wingardium Leviosa, Hermione says carefully. The feather rises, slowly, wobbling. Harry tries. The feather shoots to the ceiling, smacks into a chandelier. The tutor, an elderly goblin named Brackgut, nods. You have raw power, Mr. Potter, more than most, but no control. Precision is everything. 1 line wrong, 1 rune misspelled, and the ritual fails. Or worse, backfires. She practices on parchment, then on stone. By the end of the day, she can draw a basic containment circle freehand. Harry watches. I'll never be able to do that. You don't have to, Hermione says. I'll handle rituals. You handle power. That's the partnership. What if you need power and precision? Then we work together. Day 3, Ancient Languages. They learn Latin, the language of most modern spells. Then Old English, the language the Peverells spoke. Hermione memorizes phrases. Harry struggles but persists. By evening they can both read basic inscriptions. Ragnok tests them. Translate this. Old English runes. Hermione reads, The stone binds soul to shade. The living may speak to the dead, but the dead may not return. Correct, Mr. Potter. Harry stares at a second scroll. Struggles. The wand serves the worthy. Power without humility is tyranny. You're learning. Day 4, Blood Magic. This is the dangerous part. Blood magic is powerful, ancient, and illegal in most circumstances, but the Peverell Compact allows it. For heirs only. Under controlled conditions, they learn the theory first. Blood carries intent, will, identity. A single drop can seal a contract, power a ritual. Identify lineage. But it costs. Every use takes a piece of the caster's life force. Use it sparingly, Brackgut warns. Use it wisely, and never use another person's blood without consent. Day 5. Curse-breaking basics. Finally, the skill they need most. Curse-breaking is half knowledge, half intuition. You must understand the curse. Its structure, its purpose, its creator's intent. Then you dismantle it, carefully, like defusing a bomb. They practice on simple curses, a locked box cursed to shock anyone who touches it. A mirror, cursed to show nightmares. A quill, cursed to write insults. Hermione is methodical. She studies each curse, maps its structure, finds the keystone, the central rune holding it together, breaks it. Harry is instinctive. He doesn't study, he feels. Reaches out with magic and finds the weak point. Pushes. Both methods work. Brackgut is impressed. You complement each other. Good. You'll need that for the stone. Day 6. The stone's curse. Theory, Ragnok shows them the curse. They examine it from behind a glass case. The curse is visible to magical sight. A black web of malice wrapped around the gold band. This was placed by Tom Riddle, Ragnok explains. a dark wizard. He stole the ring from the Gaunt family, Cadmus's descendants, and cursed it to kill anyone who wore it. A piece of his soul. Hermione's eyes widen. A Horcrux. You know of them? I read about them. Dark magic. Splitting your soul to achieve immortality, but the book said it was theoretical. It's real. Riddle made 6 Horcruxes. This ring is one. The curse is designed to kill before anyone can destroy the Horcrux. Can we destroy it without triggering the curse? Yes, but it requires a ritual. A purification. You'll need phoenix tears, basilisk venom, and your own blood. The ritual will burn away the curse and the Horcrux, leaving only the stone. Ragnarok's expression is grim. There's only one phoenix in Britain. Fawkes. He belongs to Albus Dumbledore. Silence, then Hermione says, "We'll figure it out, one step at a time." Day 7, rest. Ragnarok insists they rest. They spend the day exploring Gringotts, the deep vaults, the forges where goblins craft artifacts. They meet other goblins, learn goblin customs, earn respect by showing respect. In the evening, they return to the Peverell suite. Hermione pulls out her journal, begins documenting everything they've learned. Harry watches. You're keeping notes? Of course. We'll need them later, and she hesitates. I want to remember this, all of it, even the hard parts. Why? Because we're becoming something, and I want to remember who we were before. Harry understands. We won't forget. Promise. Promise. 2 11-year-olds who are learning to wield power beyond imagination. Outside, London sleeps. Inside, the future is being forged. End of Part 1. 6,007 words. Part 2 will continue with Week 2 training, advanced curse breaking. Week 3, the purification ritual, claiming the resurrection stone. First conversation with the dead, James and Lily Potter, and preparing for Hogwarts, the training montage. Week 2, August 2/3/1991. Day 8, advanced curse breaking. The training intensifies. Brackett brings them to a secure chamber deep in Gringotts. Stone walls. A single table in the center with 3 cursed objects. These are real curses, Brackett says. Not practice exercises. Real malice. Real danger. If you fail, you could be seriously injured. He points to the first object, a silver bracelet, cursed to drain magical energy. Touch it without breaking the curse first, and you'll be unconscious within seconds. Potentially fatal for young wizards. Cursed to trap the viewer's soul. Look into it without preparation, and your consciousness gets pulled inside. You'd be comatose while your body remains alive. Third object, a golden ring, not the Gaunt ring, but similar. Cursed to burn the wearer from the inside out. Slow, agonizing, death within a week. You need to see the curse before you can break it. He teaches them the spell, Specialis Revelio Maledictum. Hermione casts it on the bracelet. The curse becomes visible. Red threads of malice woven through the silver. Harry casts it on the mirror. Black smoke swirls within the glass. Good, Brackett says. Now, study the patterns. Find the anchor point, the rune or intention that holds the curse together. Break that, and the whole structure collapses. She sketches the curse patterns on parchment, labels each thread, traces the flow of malicious intent, finds the anchor, a tiny rune etched inside the bracelet's clasp. She casts finite incantatum directly at the rune. The curse unravels, the red threads dissolve. Brackett nods. Well done. The bracelet is safe. Harry's approach is different. He stares at the mirror, doesn't sketch, doesn't analyze. He reaches out with his magic, not casting a spell, just feeling. The curse pushes back, angry, hungry, but beneath the malice, he senses structure, a single point where all the threads converge. He raises his wand, points at that spot. Finite. Brackett raises an eyebrow. Unorthodox, but effective. You have instinct, Mr. Potter. Trust it. By the end of the day, they've broken all 3 curses. Brackett is impressed. Most adult curse breakers take months to reach this level. You 2 did it in 8 days. We're motivated, Hermione says simply. Day 9. Blood magic rituals. They learn to combine blood magic with curse breaking. The theory, blood carries identity, intent, will. When breaking a curse, adding your own blood to the ritual makes the counter curse more powerful, because you're investing part of yourself into the breaking. The cost, exhaustion, weakness, a piece of your life force spent. They practice on minor curses first. A cursed coin causes bad luck. Hermione breaks it with blood magic. The coin cracks, the curse dissipates, and she collapses into a chair, breathing hard. "It takes so much," she whispers. "That's why you don't use it unless necessary," Brackgut says. "Blood magic is powerful, but it's expensive. Save it for when nothing else works." Harry tries next. A cursed candle causes nightmares. He slices his palm, shallow, controlled. 3 drops of blood fall into the ritual circle. He speaks the breaking incantation, Sanguine Purgatio, Maledicta Dissolvator. The candle bursts into white flame, burns away to nothing. The curse is gone. Harry staggers. Ragnok catches him. "Rest," the goblin says firmly. "Both of you, no more today." Day 10, the purification ritual, theory. Ragnok brings them a scroll. It's ancient, written in Old English. The parchment is yellowed with age. The Peverell purification ritual, he says, written by Cadmus himself after he realized the stone could be corrupted. He designed this ritual to cleanse dark magic from soul-bound artifacts. Hermione reads aloud, translating, "To cleanse that which binds soul and stone, first the tears of the phoenix, symbol of rebirth and purity. Second, the venom of the basilisk, destroyer of dark magic. Third, the blood of the hare, willingly given, binding the artifact to its rightful master. Draw the circle of death. Speak the words of unbinding. Let fire and poison wage war upon corruption. What remains shall be pure." She looks up. "We need phoenix tears and basilisk venom." "The basilisk venom can be obtained," Ragnok says. "Gringotts has a supply, taken from the serpent Salazar Slytherin kept beneath Hogwarts before it escaped to the Chamber of Secrets. Dangerous, but we have it." "And phoenix tears?" Ragnok's expression darkens. "That is the problem. Fawkes is the only phoenix in Britain, and Fawkes belongs to Albus Dumbledore. Then we'll have to ask Dumbledore. He may refuse. He's been the guardian of the magical world for decades. He won't easily give up something that could be used in dark rituals." "We're not performing a dark ritual," Hermione says firmly. "We're purifying a Hallow. He'll understand. He has to." Ragnok looks doubtful but nods. "I will send word to Hogwarts. Request an audience. But be prepared. Dumbledore's manipulative. He may try to control this situation. Control you." "He can try," Harry says quietly. "We won't let him." They learn transfiguration from a retired professor, a witch named Bathilda Marchbanks, ancient and sharp-eyed. "Transfiguration is about imposing your will upon reality," she says. "You see an object, you envision what it should become. Your magic makes it so." She demonstrates a match becomes a needle, perfect, silver, sharp. Hermione tries, her match becomes mostly a needle. The tip is still wood. "Visualization," Bathilda says. "You must see it compally before you cast." Hermione tries again, this time perfect. Harry struggles. His match becomes a nail. Then a splinter, then catches fire. "You're forcing it," Bathilda says. "Magic responds to will, yes. But gentle will, not brute force." Harry takes a breath. Tries again, gentler. The match shimmers, becomes a needle. "Better," Bathilda says. "You have power, boy, but you need finesse. Keep practicing." Day 12. Charms Professor Flitwick himself comes to teach them. Small, cheerful. A former dueling champion. Charms are the foundation of all magic, he squeaks. Levitation, summoning, shielding. Master these, and you master half of wizardry. He teaches them Wingardium Leviosa properly. Hermione casts it perfectly. The feather rises smoothly, follows her wand movements precisely. "Excellent, Miss Granger. 10 points. Well, we're not at school yet, but still. Excellent." The feather shoots upward, hits the ceiling, falls. "Too much power, Mr. Potter. Charms require precision, not force. Try again. Gently." Harry practices for an hour. Finally, the feather rises, hovers, moves where he directs it. "There," Flitwick says. "You see? Control comes with practice." Day 13, Defense Against the Dark Arts. An Auror named Kingsley Shacklebolt teaches them basic defensive magic. Tall, deep voice, calm demeanor. Defense isn't about attacking, he says. It's about survival, protection. You shield yourself, your allies, and you neutralize the threat. In that order. Hermione's shield shimmers into existence. A translucent barrier. Kingsley fires a stunner at it. The shield holds. Excellent. Your turn, Mr. Potter. Harry casts Protego. His shield is different. Thicker, almost solid, glowing faintly gold. Kingsley fires a stunner. The spell hits the shield and rebounds, shoots back toward Kingsley. He dodges, surprised. Impressive, he says. Your shield doesn't just block, it reflects. That's advanced magic. How did you do that? I don't know, Harry admits. I just wanted it to protect me completely. Intent, Kingsley says. Your magic responds to your will more directly than most. That's a gift. And a danger? Be careful what you want, Mr. Potter. Your magic might give it to you. Day 14. Rest and reflection. Ragnarok insists they rest again. They spend the day in the Peverell library. Hermione reads about the Resurrection Stone's history, Cadmus's story, his grief, his madness. He brought back his fiancée, she says quietly, but she was just a shade, cold, distant, not really her. It drove him mad. He killed himself to be with her. Ignatus warned about that, Harry says. In his journal, he said the stone shows truth, not comfort. The dead aren't meant to return. To claim it, to communicate with people who've died. Harry knows who she means. His parents. When we do, he says, we'll be careful. We won't fall into Cadmus's trap. We'll remember. They're shades, echoes, not the real people. Can you do that? Can you talk to your parents and remember they're not really there? Harry is silent for a long moment. I don't know, but I'll try. Takes his hand. We'll do it together. You won't be alone. Neither will you. They sit in comfortable silence. Two children preparing to speak with the dead. Outside, the week ends. 1 week remains until Hogwarts, and the most dangerous part is still ahead. Week 3. The Purification, August 30th, September 1st, 1991. Day 15. Dumbledore's visit. Albus Dumbledore arrives at Gringotts at precisely 9 a.m. He's escorted to a private meeting room, neutral ground, not the Peverell suite. Ragnarok, Harry, and Hermione wait. Dumbledore enters, tall, silver beard, half-moon spectacles, twinkling blue eyes that see everything. He looks at Harry, at Hermione, at the rings on their fingers. Harry, my boy, he says warmly, and Miss Granger, I've heard remarkable things about you both. Headmaster Dumbledore, Harry says formally. Not professor, not sir, just the title. Dumbledore's eyes flicker. He notices the distance, the formality. He sits. I understand you've discovered your Peverell heritage. A remarkable revelation. I knew your family had ancient blood, Harry, but I confess I didn't realize the connection was so direct. The goblins verified it, Hermione says. Blood magic doesn't lie. Indeed not. Dumbledore folds his hands. Ragnarok mentioned you wished to speak with me about Phoenix tears, I believe. We need them for a purification ritual, Harry says. May I ask what you're purifying? The Resurrection Stone. The twinkling stops. Dumbledore goes very still. The stone, he says quietly. You've found it. It's in the Peverell vault, Hermione says. It's been there for decades, but it's cursed. We need to break the curse before we can claim it. It's not a question. You know about it? I've been searching for that ring for years. Tom, Lord Voldemort hid it after murdering his family. I suspected it contained a Horcrux. And you say you found it? Yes. Dumbledore's expression is grave. Then you're in terrible danger. Horcruxes are immortality through atrocity, and you intend to destroy it? We intend to purify the stone without destroying it. The Horcrux will be burned away. The stone will remain. That's ambitious and dangerous. The curse Voldemort placed is lethal. It nearly killed me when I attempted to study it. Harry's eyes narrow. You tried to claim the stone? Dumbledore hesitates. Then, with surprising honesty, yes. Many years ago, I believed uniting the Hallows would grant me the power to right old wrongs, to bring back those I'd lost. I was foolish, arrogant, and when I finally found the ring, the curse punished that arrogance. He extends his right hand. The fingers are blackened, withered, dead tissue spreading slowly up his arm. Hermione gasps. You're dying. Slowly, yes. Professor Snape has contained the curse, but it cannot be reversed. I have perhaps a year, perhaps less. Then help us, Harry says. Help us purify the stone properly. If we succeed, maybe we can learn to break curses like this save you. You would help me after I tried to take what is rightfully yours. You tried to take it because you were grieving, Hermione says. Cadmus did the same thing. Ignatus warned against it. But you didn't have Ignatus's wisdom. You only had the story, the legend. And you do have his wisdom? We have his journal, his warnings. We're learning from his mistakes and yours. Dumbledore is silent for a long moment. Then, what do you need from me? Phoenix tears, Harry says. Fawkes, will he help us? But he aids those he deems worthy. If you ask him, he may answer. Will you bring him here? Better, come to Hogwarts. Tomorrow. I'll arrange a private meeting. You can ask Fawkes yourself. And if he refuses, then the ritual cannot proceed. Phoenix tears cannot be synthesized or replaced. They are unique. Hermione nods. We'll come to Hogwarts tomorrow. Thank you, Headmaster. Dumbledore stands. Be careful, both of you. The Hallows are not mere artifacts. They are tests, temptations. Grindelwald sought the wand and became a tyrant. Cadmus sought the stone and went mad. Even I, seeking all three, nearly destroyed myself. We're not you, Harry says quietly. We're not Grindelwald, and we're not Cadmus. We're learning from all of you. We'll be better. Dumbledore's eyes twinkle again, sadly this time. I hope you're right, Harry. I truly do. He leaves. Ragnarok looks at them. You handled that well. He was testing you, seeing if you'd be intimidated. Were we supposed to be? Hermione asks. Most children would have been. He's Albus Dumbledore, the man who defeated Grindelwald, the chief warlock of the Wizengamot, the supreme mugwump of the International Confederation of Wizards. He's also a man who made terrible mistakes, Harry says, and he's dying because of them. I'm not afraid of him. I pity him. Ragnarok's scarred face shows something that might be respect. You truly are Peverell hairs. Ignatus would be proud. Day 16, Hogwarts, the Phoenix. They travel by Portkey. Ragnarok accompanies them. Protective. They arrive in Dumbledore's office at Hogwarts. The office is circular, walls lined with portraits of former headmasters, all sleeping, but Harry suspects they're listening. Silver instruments whirring and spinning on delicate tables, books stacked everywhere. And on a golden perch near the window, Fawkes. The Phoenix is magnificent. Scarlet and gold feathers, eyes like molten amber, a presence that radiates warmth and ancient wisdom. Dumbledore stands beside the perch. Fawkes. These are the young people I mentioned. Harry Potter and Hermione Granger, heirs of Peverell. We need your help. We're trying to purify the resurrection stone, remove a dark curse placed by Voldemort. The ritual requires Phoenix tears. Will you help us? He spreads his wings. Flame ripples across his feathers, not burning, just shimmering. Then he sings. The sound fills the office. Not words, pure emotion, grief and joy woven together, loss and hope. Death and rebirth. Hermione feels tears on her cheeks. She doesn't know why. Harry feels his scar burn, not painfully, just warm, like a touch from someone he once knew. The song ends. Fawkes flies from his perch, lands on Harry's shoulder. The weight is lighter than it should be. Warm, comforting. Fawkes nuzzles Harry's cheek. A single tear falls from the Phoenix's eye, lands on Harry's hand. The tear glows silver, then crystallizes into a small vial, Phoenix magic preserving itself. Fawkes flies to Hermione next, lands on her shoulder, another tear, another vial, then he returns to his perch, settles, closes his eyes. Dumbledore speaks softly. He's given you his tears, freely. That is extraordinary. Fawkes has never done that for anyone, not even me. Why us? Hermione asks. Because he senses what I sense. You're not seeking the Hallows for power. You're seeking them to understand, to master death not by conquering it, but by accepting it. Ignatus's path, Harry says. Yes, the only path that doesn't lead to ruin. As they prepare to leave, Dumbledore speaks again. One more thing. When you use it for the first time, be prepared. The dead do not lie, but they do not comfort either. They show truth, and truth can be painful. We know, Harry says. We've read Cadmus's story. Reading and experiencing are different, Harry. When you see your parents, and you will, remember they are shades, echoes, not the people you lost. Harry's voice is steady. I never knew them. I can't lose what I never had. Dumbledore's expression is heartbreakingly sad. Oh, my boy, you'll find that's not true. Day 17, preparation. Back at Gringotts, the Peverell suite. They have everything now. Phoenix tears, 2 vials, provided by Gringotts, their own blood to be given during the ritual, the gaunt ring with the resurrection stone, still cursed. Hermione draws the ritual circle. It takes 6 hours. She uses silver powder mixed with crushed diamonds. Expensive, but necessary. The circle must be perfect. One mistake and the ritual could kill them. The design is complex. An outer circle for containment, an inner circle for purification, the Deathly Hallows symbol in the center, triangle, circle, and line, runes around the perimeter. Old English, Ancient Greek, Latin. Each rune means something. Purgatio, purification. Lux, light. Mors, death. Vita, life. Veritas, truth. When she's finished, the circle glows faintly, responding to her Peverell blood. Harry watches. You're sure this will work? I'm sure the theory is sound. Whether we're strong enough to perform it, she trails off. We are, Harry says firmly. We have to be. Radnock enters, examines the circle, nods. Well drawn. Cadmus himself would approve. When will you perform the ritual? The ritual draws on lunar magic. The moon represents transition, change, death, and rebirth. Then I'll stand guard. No one will interrupt. Day 17, midnight, the purification ritual. The Peverell suite is dark except for the ritual circle. It glows silver in the moonlight streaming through the windows. Harry and Hermione kneel on opposite sides of the circle. In the center, the gaunt ring, the cursed resurrection stone. Hermione holds the vial of phoenix tears. Harry holds the vial of basilisk venom. They each have a silver knife for the blood. Ready? Hermione asks. Ready, Harry says. They begin. Hermione speaks the incantation in ancient Greek. Anakatherine to pneuma, liein ta maledicta, phos kai thanatos, sina nosate. Light and death unite. She pours the phoenix tears into the circle. They land on the ring, sizzle, steam. Harry speaks next. Old English, Aquelin that fule, Achridan that halage, Diath and Life, Geord. Rescue the holy, death and life, joined. He pours the basilisk venom. It hisses, smokes. The curse reacts, black tendrils rising from the ring, writhing. Now, the blood. Hermione slices her palm. 3 drops fall into the circle. Harry does the same. 3 drops. Their blood meets the tears and venom. The mixture glows, gold and silver and black, swirling. The curse screams, not audible, felt. A pressure in the air, malice radiating outward. Hermione gasps. It's fighting back. Push harder, Harry says. They speak the final incantation together. Latin, per sanguinem nostrum, per auctoritatem Peverell, per dominationem mortis purifica. The mixture explodes into white flame. The curse burns, screams, the black tendrils dissolve, the malice evaporates, the Horcrux inside, the fragment of Voldemort's soul, is destroyed, utterly, permanently. The flames fade, smoke clears. In the center of the circle, the ring, clean, pure, the resurrection stone gleaming black and beautiful. Hermione reaches forward, hesitates. Is it safe, she asks. Harry uses the detection spell, Specialis Revelio Maledictum. Nothing, no curse, no malice, just the stone's natural magic, ancient, neutral, waiting. It's safe, he says. Hermione picks up the ring. The moment she touches it, the stone pulses. Warmth spreads through her hand, up her arm, into her chest. A voice, not spoken but felt. Well done, heir of Cadmus. You have purified what your ancestor corrupted. I am yours. Use me wisely. Hermione slips the ring onto her finger. It resizes, fits perfectly. She looks at Harry. I can feel it. The stone. It's aware, conscious. What does it want? To serve, to teach, to show truth. She pauses. It's asking if we want to speak to the dead. Harry's heart pounds. Now? If we're ready. Are they ready? To speak to James and Lily Potter? To hear their voices, see their faces, knowing they're just echoes? Harry takes a breath. Yes, I'm ready. Hermione closes her eyes, focuses on the stone. She thinks, James Potter, Lily Potter, if you can hear me, please come. Your son wants to speak with you. The air shimmers. Two figures materialize, not solid, translucent, glowing faintly silver, but unmistakable. James Potter, tall, messy black hair identical to Harry's, hazel eyes behind glasses, grinning. Lily Potter, red hair, green eyes, the same eyes Harry sees in the mirror. Gentle smile. They're exactly as they looked the night they died. Young, 21 years old. James speaks first. His voice is distant, echoing like hearing someone through water. Harry, our Harry, look at you. You're so grown. Lily's voice is warmer, clearer. 11 years old, going to Hogwarts. We're so proud. Harry can't speak. His throat is closed, tears streaming down his face. Hermione squeezes his hand, anchoring him. Finally, Harry finds his voice. Mum, Dad, I don't know what to say. You don't have to say anything, Lily says. We're just so glad to see you, to know you're alive, safe. I wasn't safe, Harry says. The words pour out. The Dursleys, they locked me in a cupboard. They starved me, hit me, told me I was worthless. That magic wasn't real. That you died in a car crash because Dad was a drunk. James's shade flickers with anger. Those miserable. I'm going to be powerful. I'm going to make sure no one ever hurts me again. Lily's expression is sad. Harry, power won't protect you from hurt. Only love can do that. Love didn't save you. Yes, it did. My love saved you. The protection I gave you, it's still there, in your blood, in your soul. That's why Voldemort couldn't kill you. That's why you survived. James nods. And now you're a master in training, of death itself. That's incredible, son. But it's dangerous. The Hallows test everyone who claims them. We know, Hermione says softly. We've studied, we've prepared. We're not seeking power for its own sake, we're seeking understanding. Lily looks at Hermione, really looks. You're the other hair, Cadmus's line. Yes, ma'am. And you're protecting Harry. We're protecting each other. Lily smiles. Good, he needs that. He needs someone who sees him as more than a weapon or a symbol. James grins. And she's brilliant. I can tell. You've got good taste, Harry. Just like your old man. Harry flushes. It's not like that. We're partners. For now, James says, still grinning. Give it a few years. Lily rolls her eyes. Ignore your father. He's a romantic. Always was. They talk for an hour. Harry asks about his parents' lives, their time at Hogwarts, how they met, how they fell in love. James tells stories, pranks with Sirius Black and Remus Lupin, Quidditch victories, the war against Voldemort. Lily tells softer stories, late nights studying with friends, standing up to bullies, choosing to fight even when it was terrifying. Eventually, the shades begin to fade. We can't stay much longer, Lily says. The stone lets us linger, but we're not meant to remain. We're echoes, memories, not the people we were. For coming, for talking to me. We'll always come when you call, James says. That's the gift of the stone. We can't hug you, can't hold you, but we can speak. Listen, remind you that we love you. I love you too, Harry whispers. The shades smile, fade, vanish. Harry and Hermione sit in the empty circle. Hermione is crying. That was beautiful and heartbreaking. Yeah, Harry says, his voice rough. It was. They don't speak for a long time. Finally, Hermione says, we did it. We purified the stone. We spoke to the dead. We didn't go mad like Cadmus. Not the real people. We didn't try to bring them back. We just visited, and that's enough. Yeah, it is. They clean up the ritual circle, carefully, reverently. Tomorrow, they'll rest. The next day, September 1st, they'll go to Hogwarts. They've claimed one Hallow, the Resurrection Stone. 2 remain, the Elder Wand, the Invisibility Cloak, and the real test is just beginning. September 1st, 1991, King's Cross Station, Platform 9 3/4, 10:30 a.m. The platform is chaos. Students, parents, owls hooting, cats yowling, trunks being loaded onto the Scarlet Hogwarts Express. Harry and Hermione arrive via portkey, goblin-crafted delivered directly to a private corner of the platform. They don't arrive like other students. They wear robes, Not Hogwarts black, not house colors. Peverell robes, silver fabric with black trim, the Deathly Hallows symbol embroidered in silver thread on the chest, subtle but unmistakable to those who know. Harry carries a trunk. Inside, books, supplies, the resurrection stone hidden in a protective case, and something else wrapped in velvet, waiting. Hermione carries a trunk and a cat carrier. Inside the carrier, Crookshanks, a half-Kneasel, orange, intelligent, suspicious of everyone. They walk through the crowd. Students stare. Parents whisper, "Is that Harry Potter? Who's the girl with him? Those robes, what house is that?" It's not a house. Look at the symbol. That's the Deathly Hallows. Impossible, those are just legend. Harry ignores the whispers. Hermione does too. They find an empty compartment near the back of the train, store their trunks, settle in. The door slides open. A boy stands there, red hair, freckles, hand-me-down robes, a nervous smile. Everywhere else is full. Mind if I sit? Go ahead, Harry says. The boy enters, sits across from them. I'm Ron Weasley, Harry Potter. I know. Everyone knows. The boy who lived. Blimey, Ron stares, then catches himself. Sorry, that's rude. It's just, you're famous. I'm really not, Harry says. I'm just a kid who survived something terrible. Ron nods, looks at Hermione. And you are? Hermione Granger. Peverell hair. Ron blinks. Peverell, like the brothers in the fairy tale? Not a fairy tale, Hermione says. History. You're actually descended from the Peverells. We are. And you've got the Hallows? Some of them, Harry says. We're working on the rest. Ron leans back. That's mental. Absolutely mental. My brothers are going to freak when they hear about this. The train starts moving. Platform 9 3/4 slides away. Ron pulls out sandwiches, offers to share. They accept. They talk. About magic, about families, about Hogwarts. Ron tells stories about his brothers Bill, cursebreaker for Gringotts, Charlie, dragon tamer in Romania, Percy, prefect, ambitious, a bit pompous, Fred and George, twins, pranksters, brilliant. Harry and Hermione listen, absorbing information about wizarding culture, about pureblood families, about how the magical world works. The door slides open again. A girl stands there, bushy hair, oversized front teeth, eager expression. Has anyone seen a toad? A boy named Neville's lost one. They shake their heads. The girl notices Harry. Her eyes go wide. You're Harry Potter. I've read all about you. The rise and fall of the dark arts, modern magical history. I'm in books? Harry looks uncomfortable. Of course, you defeated you-know-who when you were a baby. She pauses, looks at Hermione, at the matching robes. And you're also famous? Hermione Granger, Peverell heir. The girl who introduces herself as Hermione Granger as well, causing a moment of confusion, sits down without being invited. 2 Hermiones, Ron mutters. This is going to be confusing. Call me Granger, the other Hermione says. Everyone does anyway. She pulls out a book, Hogwarts, A History. Have you read it? Fascinating. Did you know the castle has 142 staircases? I did, actually, Hermione Peverell says. The 2 Hermiones start discussing the book, eagerly, rapidly. Ron looks at Harry. We're doomed. There are 2 of them now, Harry grins. The train ride continues. Eventually the trolley arrives. Sweets, chocolate frogs. Bertie Bott's every flavor beans. They buy some. Share. Ron gets a chocolate frog card, Dumbledore. I've got about 6 of him, Ron says. Harry reads the card aloud. Albus Dumbledore, currently headmaster of Hogwarts, considered by many the greatest wizard of modern times. Dumbledore is particularly famous for his defeat of the dark wizard Grindelwald in 1945. He stops, looks at Hermione, Peverell. She nods fractionally. Grindelwald, the last person to seek the Deathly Hallows, defeated by Dumbledore, who claimed the Elder Wand after that duel. The wand is at Hogwarts, in Dumbledore's possession, and Harry intends to claim it. Hogsmeade Station, evening. The train arrives as the sun sets. Students pour out onto the platform. Furs years over here. He stands head and shoulders above everyone else. Harry and Hermione join the first years. Ron and Granger come too. They cross the Black Lake in boats. 4 to a boat. Harry, Hermione, Peverell, Ron, and Granger share one. As they approach the castle, Hermione Peverell feels something. The resurrection stone pulses, warm against her finger. She focuses on it, reaches out with her awareness, and she senses them, ghosts, dozens of them, in the castle. Echoes of the dead, lingering by choice. There are spirits in Hogwarts, she murmurs. Harry looks at her. Can you sense them? Yes. The stone, it makes me aware. They're everywhere, the castle is full of them. Are they dangerous? No, just present, watching. The boats dock, they climb steps. Massive oak doors open. Professor McGonagall waits. Tall, stern, wearing emerald robes and a pointed hat. Welcome to Hogwarts, she says formally. In a few moments you'll be sorted into your houses. Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, Slytherin. Triumphs and misbehavior, Harry and Hermione listen politely, but they both know they won't be normal students. They're Peverell heirs, masters in training, and they have a wand to claim. McGonagall finishes her speech, opens the doors to the great hall. They enter. 4 long tables, hundreds of students, floating candles, enchanted ceiling showing the night sky. At the head of the hall, the staff table, and in the center seat, Albus Dumbledore. His eyes find Harry immediately. Harry meets his gaze. Doesn't look away. A silent message. I'm here, and I'm not afraid of you. Dumbledore's eyes twinkle. But there's something else. Concern, curiosity, wariness. The sorting begins. The hat sings its song about the 4 houses, their values, their histories. Then names are called. Abbott, Hannah, Hufflepuff, Boot, Terry, Ravenclaw, Granger, Hermione, the other one. The hat deliberates. Almost a minute, then Gryffindor. More names. Longbottom, Neville, Gryffindor, Malfoy, Draco. The hat barely touches his head before shouting, Slytherin! More students sorted. Then Granger, Hermione. Peverell, Hermione walks to the stool. Sits. McGonagall places the hat on her head. The moment it touches her, the hat speaks. In her mind, oh my, a Peverell. I haven't sorted one of you in 7 centuries. You carry the stone, I see. Wise beyond your years. Ravenclaw would suit you. I need to be where I can learn, Hermione thinks back. Where I can grow. Ravenclaw values learning, but you value truth. Justice. That's different. Very well. Ravenclaw, more names. Then Potter Harry. Whispers erupt. Harry Potter, the boy who lived. Harry walks to the stool. The hall goes silent. The hat is placed on his head. Ah, the other Peverell, Ignotus's line. You carry the ring, but not yet the cloak. Interesting, you have courage. Fierce courage, Gryffindor would claim you gladly. What about Slytherin, Harry thinks. The hat wanted to put me there once, didn't it, in the original timeline? The hat pauses. You know of other timelines? Yes, you have ambition, cunning. Slytherin could make you great, but you also have something else. A need to prove yourself, to protect those weaker than you. That is Gryffindor, Harry decides. Very well, Gryffindor. The Gryffindor table explodes with applause. Fred and George Weasley start a chant. We got Potter! We got Potter! Harry joins the table, sits next to Ron and Granger, the other Hermione. The sorting finishes. Dumbledore stands, spreads his arms. Welcome, he says, to another year at Hogwarts. Before we begin our feast, I have a few announcements. The Forbidden Forest is, as always, forbidden. Mr. Filch has asked me to remind you that magic in the corridors is not permitted. And finally, he pauses, looks directly at Harry and Hermione Peverell. Harry Potter and Hermione Granger, heirs of the Peverell line. They carry ancient blood and ancient responsibilities. I trust you will all treat them with the respect their heritage deserves. Silence, then whispers. Harry feels every eye in the hall on him. Dumbledore continues. Now, let the feast begin. Food appears. The hall erupts in noise and laughter, but Harry doesn't eat. He's staring at the staff table, at Dumbledore's hand resting on the table, and beside that hand, leaning against his chair, a wand, longer than normal, elderwood, unmistakable the Elder Wand. It pulses, faintly, and Harry feels it. A pull, a call. The wand knows he's here, and it's waiting. Gryffindor Common Room, that night, 11 p.m. Harry can't sleep. The Elder Wand is calling him. Not audibly, not even mentally, exactly. It's a sensation, a pull, like invisible threads wrapped around his chest, tugging him toward Dumbledore's office. He sits in the common room, alone. Everyone else has gone to bed. The fire burns low, shadows dance on the walls, his Peverell ring pulses, warm, insistent. The wand knows you're here, it seems to say. It's waiting. The portrait hole opens. Hermione enters. She's wearing a dressing gown over her nightclothes. Crookshanks follows her, tail high. You feel it too, she says. Not a question. Harry nods. The wand. It's calling. I can't ignore it. We answer. She sits beside him. But carefully, Dumbledore won't just give it to you. He gave you the Phoenix Tears. Because Fawkes chose to help. The wand is different. Dumbledore won it from Grindelwald. He sees it as his responsibility, his burden. But it's not his, Harry says quietly. The wand doesn't work like that. It can be won through conquest, yes. But its true loyalty, its complete service only goes to those worthy of mastering death. And you think you're worthy, I don't know, but the wand seems to think so. It's calling me. The ring confirms it. I'm an heir of Antioch. The wand wants to come home. Then we need a plan. We can't just walk into Dumbledore's office and take it. That's theft. It would make us no better than those who've sought the Hallows for power. So what do? We ask. We present our claim. We show him that we're not Grindelwald, not conquerors. We're heirs. And if the wand chooses us in front of him, he'll have to accept it. Harry looks at her. You think he'll agree to that? No. But I think Fawkes will make him agree. The Phoenix respects us. If Fawkes vouches for us, Dumbledore will listen. We go to his office. We make our case. Harry nods. Okay. Tomorrow. They sit in silence for a moment, then Hermione says, Harry, once you have the wand, once we have 2 of the 3 Hallows, we'll be incredibly powerful. People will fear us. Try to use us. We need to be very careful not to become what everyone expects. Dark lords, tyrants, people drunk on power. We're not that. Not yet. But power changes people. Grindelwald started with good intentions. So did Voldemort, probably. We have to stay grounded. Remember who we are. Harry looks at her. Really looks. This 11-year-old girl who's already wiser than most adults. You'll keep me grounded, he says. And I'll keep you grounded. That's the partnership, right? We balance each other. Hermione smiles. Right? Partners, masters of death. They sit by the fire until it burns to embers. Then they return to their dormitories, separate but connected. Tomorrow, they claim the wand. September 2nd, 1991, first day of classes. The day passes in a blur. Transfiguration with McGonagall, she demonstrates turning a desk into a pig. Impressive. The students attempt to turn matches into needles. Most fail. Hermione, Peverell, succeeds on her second try. McGonagall awards Ravenclaw 5 points. Harry struggles. His match becomes a nail, then a splinter, then catches fire. Control, Mr. Potter, McGonagall says sternly. Magic requires precision, not just power. He tries again. Gentler, the match shimmers, becomes a needle. McGonagall nods. Better. 5 points to Gryffindor. Potions with Snape in the dungeons. Snape stalks into the room, black robes billowing. Face like curdled milk. He stares at Harry, eyes narrowed, assessing. Ah, Mr. Potter, our new celebrity. Tell me, what would I get if I added powdered root of asphodel to an infusion of wormwood? Harry meets his gaze. The draught of living death, Professor. A powerful sleeping potion. Surprised? Where would you look if I needed to find a bezoar? It's a universal antidote to most poisons. What is the difference between monkshood and wolfsbane? They're the same plant. Also called aconite. Extremely poisonous. Expression shows nothing, but his voice is slightly less hostile. It seems you've actually bothered to read your textbook, Potter, unlike your father who relied on natural talent and arrogance. He sweeps away to terrorize other students. Harry exhales. That could have been worse. The day ends, dinner in the Great Hall. Harry and Hermione, Peverell, eat quickly. Barely taste the food. They're both thinking about the same thing. The wand. After dinner, they don't return to their common rooms. They meet in a quiet corridor. Wait until the students disperse. Then they walk to Dumbledore's office. Dumbledore's office, 8 p.m., the Gargoyle Guardian blocks the entrance. Password? It asks. Harry doesn't know the password, but he has something better. He speaks. I am Harry Potter, heir of Peverell. I request an audience with Headmaster Dumbledore on a matter of inheritance law. The gargoyle considers. Then, surprisingly, it leaps aside. The staircase spirals upward. They climb. At the top, the door to Dumbledore's office is already open. Dumbledore sits behind his desk. He's been expecting them. Harry, Hermione, please come in. Sit. They enter but remain standing. Fawkes is on his perch. The Phoenix tilts his head, watching. Dumbledore folds his hands. I assume this visit concerns the Elder Wand. Yes, Harry says. You feel its call. I do. And you believe you have a claim to it. I'm the heir of Antioch Peverell. The wand was his. It's passed through conquest for centuries, but its true loyalty, its complete service, belongs to Peverell blood. I'm here to reclaim my inheritance. Dumbledore is silent for a long moment. Then, the wand is dangerous, Harry. More dangerous than the stone or the cloak. It doesn't just grant power. It attracts violence. Everyone who's wielded it has been murdered for it. Antioch. Countless wizards in the centuries since. Even I have had to defend myself from those who covet it. I'm not afraid of that. You should be. You're 11 years old. If the wizarding world knows you possess the Elder Wand, you'll be hunted, challenged, killed, perhaps. Then they'll fail, Hermione says quietly, because he won't be alone. We're twin souls of Peverell. We're meant to share the burden of the Hallows. The wand, the stone, and the cloak together. They make us masters of death. Apart, they're just powerful artifacts. We understand the difference. Gellert and I thought we understood. We believed we could unite the Hallows and reshape the world for the better. We were wrong. Our arrogance led to war, to death, to, he trails off, pain in his eyes, to the loss of everything I loved. We're not you in Grindelwald, Harry says. We're not seeking the Hallows to conquer. We're seeking them to understand, to master death by accepting it. That's what Ignatus taught. Ignatus was wise, but wisdom comes from experience, from age. You're children with ancient blood and dangerous destinies, Hermione says. You said that yourself when you first learned about us. We can't escape what we are. We can only choose how we use it. Walks to the window, stares out at the castle grounds. If I give you the wand, he says slowly, I lose the ability to protect you, to guide you. The wand is leverage, a guarantee that I can, if necessary, stop you from making terrible mistakes. We don't need you to stop us, Harry says. We need you to trust us. Trust is earned. Then let us earn it. Let the wand choose. If it chooses me, if it recognizes me as its rightful master, then you'll know I'm meant for this. Dumbledore turns, studies them both. Fawkes sings, a single note, clear, approving. Dumbledore looks at his Phoenix. You think I should agree? Fawkes sings again. Dumbledore sighs, very well, but not by simply handing it over. If you want the wand, you must claim it properly. According to the old laws, Hermione asks, the law of inheritance. A Peverell heir may claim any Hallow held by another, but only if the Hallow itself consents. You must approach the wand. Speak your claim. If the wand accepts, it will come to you. If it refuses, you leave empty-handed, and you do not ask again. Harry nods. Agreed. Dumbledore retrieves the Elder Wand from his desk drawer. He holds it. The wood is ancient, pale, elder wood, carved with runes. 15 inches, thestral hair core. It hums with power. Even from across the room, Harry feels it. Dumbledore places the wand on his desk, steps back. The wand is before you. Make your claim. Harry approaches slowly. The wand's hum intensifies. Not threatening. Eager. He stops a foot away, looks at the wand, speaks in Old English, the language of the Peverells. Isaac Ohm Clafford Peverell, Antioch's Gestrion, Aus secure Heine, Jasius May. Floats toward Harry. Dumbledore's eyes widen. The wand hasn't done this in 70 years, not since it first came to him after defeating Grindelwald. And even then it came reluctantly, grudgingly. Now it comes willingly, joyfully. The wand settles into Harry's hand. The moment he touches it, power floods through him. Not painful, not overwhelming, just complete, like finding a missing piece of himself. The wand speaks, not in words, in emotions, in certainty. Master, true master, I have waited so long. Harry's Peverell ring flares. Gold light, the Deathly Hallows symbol glows. The wand recognizes the ring. The ring recognizes the wand. Two Hallows, united under one master. Hermione gasps. Harry, your eyes. She sees his reflection in a nearby mirror. His green eyes are glowing faintly. Golden light around the pupils. The mark of death's favor. Dumbledore sits down heavily. It's true, you're the true master. The wand serves you completely. It's eagerness to serve. I won't use it for evil, he says quietly. I won't become Grindelwald or Voldemort, I promise. Dumbledore's voice is weary. I hope that's true, Harry, because if you fall to darkness, there's no one in this world who could stop you. There's me, Hermione says. She steps forward, shows her own ring, the resurrection stone gleaming black. I'm the balance, the check. If Harry strays, I'll bring him back. And if you both stray? We won't, Harry says, because we remember what the Hallows are for. They're not prizes, they're lessons. The wand teaches that power without wisdom destroys. The stone teaches that love cannot be resurrected, only remembered. And the cloak, my father's invisibility cloak, he lent it to you before he died. Dumbledore goes very still. How did you know? The wand told me. Just now it can sense the other Hallows. The cloak is here in this office. Dumbledore stands, walks to a cabinet, opens it. Inside, a silvery cloak, shimmering, beautiful. Your father lent it to me, Dumbledore says. He wanted me to study it, to see if it truly was one of the Hallows. I intended to return it to you when you came of age. I should have returned it years ago. For a moment he looks at it with such longing that Harry feels a pang of sympathy. This is Dumbledore's great temptation, the thing he's wanted for over a century, to unite the Hallows, to become master of death, to bring back Ariana, Grindelwald, everyone he's lost, but he's learned, painfully, that the Hallows don't work that way. He walks to Harry, extends the cloak. This belongs to you, by blood right, by inheritance, take it. Harry reaches out, takes the cloak. The moment he touches it, the sensation intensifies. Power, completion, unity, 3 Hallows, 2 in his possession, 1 in Hermione's. The cloak whispers, welcome home, Herr of Gringotts. I have hidden you since birth, now I hide you by choice. Harry's ring blazes, the wand hums, the cloak shimmers. All 3 Hallows recognize their masters. Hermione's stone pulses in harmony. The air in the office grows thick, heavy with ancient magic. Dumbledore steps back. You have them now. The 3 Deathly Hallows, united for the first time in, I don't even know how long. We're not united yet, Hermione says. Harry has the wand and cloak. I have the stone. We're partners, yes, but we're not merged. Not one master. We're 2 halves of a whole. And that's better, Harry says. One person with all 3 Hallows becomes a tyrant. 2 people balancing each other become protectors. Very tired. What will you do now, he asks quietly. We'll learn, Harry says. We'll become what we're meant to be, and we'll protect Hogwarts. This school, these students, they're ours to guard now. That's my responsibility. With respect, Headmaster, Hermione interrupts. It's ours too. We're Peverell heirs. This castle was built when our ancestors walked these lands. We have a duty. We're not taking your authority, we're sharing the burden. Dumbledore looks at them both, these 2 children who speak with such certainty. Finally he nods. Very well, but if you're to be protectors, you need to understand what you're protecting against. Voldemort is not gone. He's diminished, disembodied, but he will return, and when he does, you'll face him. We know, Harry says. We're ready. Are you? You have the Hallows, yes, but you haven't truly mastered them yet. You haven't faced the trials that mastery demands. Then we'll face them, Hermione says, together. Fawkes sings, a long, beautiful note, approving. Dumbledore smiles faintly. Fawkes believes in you, that's more reassuring than anything you could say. The wand. Hermione carries the stone. They don't speak until they're far from Dumbledore's office. Then Harry stops. We did it. We have the Hallows. Not all of them, Hermione says. I have the stone, you have the wand and cloak. We're not complete yet. What do you mean? The Hallows need to recognize us as twin souls, as partners. Right now, they recognize us separately. We need to perform a ritual, a bonding, to unite our claims. How? I don't know, but the answer is in the Peverell vault, in the books we haven't read yet. We'll research, we'll find it. Harry nods. Okay, but for now, we have 2.5 Hallows. That's more than anyone's had in centuries. And we haven't gone mad or turned evil. Yet, Harry says wryly. Hermione smiles. Yet, they return to their common rooms. That night, Harry wraps himself in the invisibility cloak. The castle disappears around him. He's not just invisible, he's removed from reality. Not hidden in shadows, erased from perception. He walks through Hogwarts, exploring. Ghosts pass by. Don't notice him. Portraits sleep. Don't wake. Even Mrs. Norris, Filch's cat, walks right past him. The cloak is perfect, and in his hand, the Elder Wand pulses, ready, waiting. He's not the master of death yet, but he's close. October 31st, 1991, Halloween, the Troll. The feast is in full swing, floating jack-o'-lanterns, live bats, students laughing, eating. Harry sits at the Gryffindor table with Ron and Neville. Hermione, Granger, the other one, sits nearby, chattering about the history of magic essay. Hermione, Peverell, sits at the Ravenclaw table. But she's not eating, she's reading. Always reading. Suddenly, the doors to the Great Hall burst open. Professor Quirrell runs in, purple turban askew, face terrified. Troll in the dungeons, thought you ought to know. He collapses, faints. Chaos erupts. Students screaming, professors shouting. Dumbledore's voice booms, silence. Prefects, lead your houses back to the dormitories immediately. Harry doesn't move. He's wearing the resurrection stone on a chain under his robes. Hidden, the stone pulses, warning. He focuses on it, reaches out with his awareness the way Hermione taught him, and he senses something. Not the troll, something worse, a soul, fractured, corrupted, dark. It's in the castle, close, very close. Hermione, Peverell, appears beside him. She's crossed the hall during the chaos. You feel it? She whispers. Yes, a Horcrux. Nearby? Where? Harry concentrates. The stone's awareness spreads. Searching. There. 3rd floor. Corridor, Harry says. There's a Horcrux there. Then we investigate. Now, while everyone's distracted. They slip away from the crowd. The cloak wraps around them both. They vanish. 3rd floor corridor, 9:30 p.m. The corridor is dark, silent. A massive door stands at the end. 3-headed dog painted on it. Warning runes. Harry and Hermione approach. They hear growling, snarling. Behind the door. Fluffy, Hermione whispers. Hagrid's 3-headed dog. He mentioned it? Said he lent it to Dumbledore to guard something. Something valuable. Harry touches the stone under his robes. There's dark magic beyond this door. Layered, complex, not just a guard dog. We need to get past Fluffy without hurting him. Music, a voice says. They spin, a ghost floats behind them. Nearly headless Nick. Fluffy falls asleep to music. Nick says, Hagrid told me. You'll need an instrument. Why are you helping us? Hermione asks. Because I can see the glow around you, young Peverell. The mark of death's favor. You're on death's business. I won't interfere. Harry looks at Hermione. We don't have an instrument. We have magic. She draws her wand, sonorous. Her voice amplifies. She begins to hum. A lullaby. Soft, gentle. The growling behind the door stops. Snoring begins. They open the door carefully. Fluffy is massive. 3 heads, enormous paws, sleeping peacefully beneath the dog. A trap door. They lift it, descend into darkness. They land on something soft. Devil's snare. The plant wraps around them. Hermione stays calm. Lumos solum, a chamber with flying keys. They spot the right one, large, old-fashioned silver. Harry uses the Elder Wand. Accio silver key. The key shoots to his hand, no broomstick needed. They unlock the next door. A giant chess set, dangerous, deadly. They don't play. Hermione uses earth magic she learned from Cadmus's notes. Terra subsidiary, the floor beneath the chess pieces crumbles. They fall through. The door beyond opens. Another chamber. A troll. Unconscious. Someone's already been here. They continue. A table with 7 bottles. A logic puzzle. Flames blocking both exits. Hermione solves it in seconds. They drink the correct potion. Pass through. The final chamber. A mirror stands in the center. The Mirror of Erised. And lying on the floor, unconscious. Professor Quirrell. But something's wrong. His soul signature is doubled. Harry activates Death Sight, a power the stone grants. He sees through Quirrell's turban, sees the second face on the back of his head. Pale, red eyes, snake-like, Voldemort, or what's left of him. A spirit, possessing Quirrell. He's here, Harry whispers. Voldemort. He's trying to get something from the mirror. The Philosopher's Stone, Hermione says. It must be hidden inside. He wants it for the elixir of life. We can't let him have it, agreed. But we can't destroy him either. He's possessing Quirrell. If we attack, we might kill them both. Then we separate them, use the stone, bind Voldemort's spirit, force him out. They approach Quirrell. He stirs, opens his eyes, sees them. Students, he croaks. You shouldn't be here. Then the voice comes, high, cold, from the back of his head. Potter, the famous Harry Potter, and the Granger girl. How convenient. Quirrell turns, shows the second face. Voldemort's shade grins. You have the Hallows. I can sense them. The wand, the stone, the cloak. 3 children with death's artifacts. How amusing. Tom Riddle, Harry says calmly. You're not amusing. You're pathetic. The face contorts with rage. I am Lord Voldemort. You're a spirit possessing a professor. You're weak, desperate, and you're about to be expelled. Hermione raises her hand. The resurrection stone glows. She speaks the spell Cadmus left in his notes. Anima divisa ligari, corpus aspiritu separare. Quirrell collapses, free. Gasping, Voldemort's shade writhes in the air. Furious, terrified. You cannot hold me. I am eternal. I have Horcruxes. We know, Harry says. He raises the Elder Wand, and we'll find them all, every fragment, every piece of your soul, and we'll destroy them. He casts the binding spell, Vinctus ad lapidem, nunquam liber, trapped, screaming. Then, silence. The stone pulses, warm, satisfied. Voldemort is contained. Hermione helps Quirrell to his feet. Professor, are you hurt? Quirrell is weeping. He's been in my head for months. Controlling me, forcing me to try to steal the stone. I couldn't fight him. I tried, but... It's over, Harry says gently. He's trapped now. You're free. Quirrell looks at them. You're just children. How did you... This is what we do. Dumbledore arrives minutes later. Alerted by the wards, he finds them in the chamber. Quirrell freed. Voldemort trapped in the stone. He looks at the stone in Hermione's hand. You've bound him? Yes, she says. He's contained, not destroyed. Not yet. We need to interrogate him first. Learn where his other Horcruxes are hidden. You've done in one night what I've been planning for years. Because we have the tools you didn't, Harry says. The Hallows aren't just weapons. They're keys. They unlock abilities normal magic can't touch. And that makes you dangerous. To dark wizards, yes. To innocent people, no. We're protectors, Headmaster. We told you that. Dumbledore helps Quirrell out of the chamber. The professor will recover, eventually. Harry and Hermione remain. Looking at the Mirror of Erised. The stone is still in there, Hermione says. The Philosopher's Stone. Should we take it? No, it's not ours. It belongs to Nicholas Flamel. We'll tell Dumbledore to return it. And Voldemort's shade, we keep it. Study it. Learn from it. When we know where all the Horcruxes are, we destroy them. And him, permanently. Harry nods. They leave the chamber. Return to their common rooms. That night, Harry wraps himself in the Invisibility Cloak and visits the Ravenclaw Tower. He finds Hermione in her common room, reading by the fire. He drops the cloak. She looks up, smiles. Can't sleep? No. Too much adrenaline? Same. He sits beside her. We did it. We stopped Voldemort's first attempt to return. First of many, probably. He's persistent, determined. But so are we. They sit in comfortable silence. Then Hermione says, we need to perform the bonding ritual soon. unite our claims to the Hallows, become true twin souls. When? We'll return to Gringotts, use the Peverell vault. The ritual requires privacy, power, and time. And then, this brilliant, fierce girl who's become his partner in everything. I'm glad it's you, he says quietly. I'm glad I'm not doing this alone. You'll never be alone, Harry. That's the whole point. We're twin souls. Where you go, I go. Where we stand together. Always they sit by the fire until dawn. Two children who have claimed death itself, and they're just beginning. December 20th, 1991, Gringotts, Peverell Vault. The winter break arrives. Most students go home for Christmas. Harry and Hermione go to Gringotts. Ragnarok meets them in the vault. He's prepared everything. The ritual circle is drawn. Massive, intricate, the Deathly Hallows symbol at its center, 20 feet across. Runes surround it. 3 languages, Old English, Ancient Greek, Latin. This is the bonding of twin souls, Ragnarok explains. When two Peverell heirs willingly unite their claims to the Hallows, they become something more than individuals. They become a dyad, a partnership that transcends normal magic. What does that mean practically? Hermione asks. You'll share power. Share awareness. When one of you wields a Hallow, the other will feel it. Benefit from it. The wand's power becomes both of yours. The stone's wisdom becomes both of yours. The cloak's protection becomes both of yours. And the cost? Harry asks. He's learned enough about magic to know everything has a cost. You lose absolute independence. Your souls will be linked, not merged. You remain individuals, but connected. If one of you suffers, the other feels it. If one of you dies, the other dies, Hermione finishes. We read about it, soul-bonded pairs don't survive separation. Knowing this, Ragnarok says carefully, do you still wish to proceed? Harry and Hermione look at each other. They've discussed this. Extensively, the bonding is permanent, irreversible. But it's also right. They both feel it. We proceed, Harry says. Agreed, Hermione says. Ragnarok nods. Then begin. They enter the circle, stand on opposite sides. Facing each other, Harry holds the Elder Wand, wears the invisibility cloak around his shoulders. Hermione holds the resurrection stone. The ring glows on her finger. They speak the incantation together. Old English, the language of their ancestors. We sind Peverell gestreonas, tu solus and word. We bintaf us to deas, we bindat us to life. When itga u geist, where du standest, ik stande. Simile, where you stand, I stand. Always. The ritual circle ignites. Golden light, silver light, black light, all 3 colors swirling. The Hallows respond. The wand pulses in Harry's hand. The stone blazes on Hermione's finger. The cloak shimmers around Harry's shoulders. All 3 artifacts sing, a harmony, 3 notes becoming 1 chord. Power floods the vault. Harry and Hermione rise off the ground, floating, suspended in magic. Their souls reach out, touch, intertwine. Harry feels Hermione's mind, her thoughts, her emotions, her fierce determination and brilliant intellect. Hermione feels Harry's soul, his courage, his pain, his desperate need to protect those he loves. They don't merge, they remain separate, but they connect. 2 souls, 1 bond. Twin souls of Peverell. The light intensifies, becomes blinding. Then, silence. They lower to the ground, the ritual complete. Ragnarok watches. It is done, you are bonded, true masters of death. Harry looks at his hands. They glow faintly. Golden light beneath the skin. Hermione's eyes shine, silver light around the pupils. The mark of death's favor, permanent now. How do you feel? Ragnarok asks. Complete, Harry says. Whole, Hermione says. They look at each other, and they see it. Through death's sight, through the bond, the threads connecting their souls, silver and gold, unbreakable. Test the bond, Ragnarok says. Harry used the wand, points at a practice target. Reducto. The spell explodes from the wand. But it's not just Harry's power. Hermione's magic flows through the bond, amplifies it. The target doesn't just shatter. It disintegrates, becomes dust. Now you, Hermione, use the stone. Hermione focuses on the resurrection stone, calls a shade, Rowena Ravenclaw. If you can hear me, please come. But it's clearer than before, more solid, more present, because Harry's power flows through the bond, strengthens the summoning. Remarkable, Rowena's shade says. You are truly bonded, twin souls. I have not seen this in 1,000 years. Thank you for coming, Hermione says. You are welcome, child. Use this bond wisely. It is a gift and a burden. The shade fades. And the cloak? Ragnok asks. Harry wraps the invisibility cloak around both of them. They vanish. Completely. Utterly. Even Ragnok, who can see through most invisibility magic, cannot sense them. They are removed from reality, not hidden, erased from perception. Extraordinary, Ragnok murmurs. The cloak's power has doubled, perhaps tripled. With the bond, you are truly untouchable. Stand before Ragnok. Two 11-year-olds who have just become the most powerful magical beings in Britain. What now? Harry asks. Now, Ragnok says, you return to Hogwarts, you live, you learn, you grow. The Hallows are yours. The bond is complete. But mastery is not about power. It is about wisdom, restraint, knowing when to act and when to wait. We understand, Hermione says. I hope so, because the wizarding world will come for you eventually. When they learn what you are, when they see what you can do, they will fear you. Some will try to destroy you, others will try to use you. Let them try, Harry says quietly. We're ready. Hogwarts, May 1992, end of first year. The school year ends. Harry and Hermione have kept their new status, quiet. They attend classes, complete assignments, act like normal students, but they're not normal. They're twin souls, masters of death. The Hallows respond to them instantly, perfectly. When danger threatens, a rogue bludger in Quidditch, a curse from Slytherins, anything the cloak wraps around them automatically, protecting. When they need knowledge, the stone provides it, summoning shades of great wizards who teach them magic lost for centuries. When they need power, the wand delivers. Spells that should be beyond their years flow effortlessly. They stop a basilisk attack in the Chamber of Secrets, second-year plot compressed. Harry speaks Parseltongue, commands the serpent to sleep. Problem solved. They free Sirius Black, third-year plot compressed. Use the stone to speak with James and Lily's shades. Get the truth. Present it to the Ministry. Sirius is exonerated. They win the Triwizard Tournament together. Fourth year compressed. Not as individuals, as a pair, demonstrating the bond's power. They dismantle Voldemort's Horcruxes one by one. The diary, the locket, the cup, the diadem, Harry's scar, extracted safely via ritual. Nagini. By 1995, Voldemort's immortality is broken. When he attempts resurrection, using Wormtail, his father's bone, his enemy's blood, Harry and Hermione are waiting. They don't fight him. They erase him. The Elder Wand and Resurrection Stone, working in perfect harmony, unmake Voldemort's soul. Not killing, not destroying, erasing. He ceases to exist. No ghost, no echo, no possibility of return. Tom Riddle is gone, permanently. The wizarding world celebrates. The boy who lived becomes the man who conquered. But Harry rejects the fame, the adulation. He and Hermione graduate Hogwarts with perfect marks. They're 17, legal adults in the wizarding world. The Ministry offers them positions, prestigious roles, power, influence. They refuse. Instead, they do something unexpected. They become teachers. At Hogwarts, Harry teaches defense against the dark arts, finally breaking the curse on the position. The Hallows override Voldemort's magic. Hermione teaches ancient runes and magical theory. They live quietly, protect students, pass on knowledge. They marry at 20. A small ceremony, witnessed by friends, Ron, Neville, Luna, the Weasleys. They have children, James, Lily, Rose. Their children do not inherit the Hallows, because Harry and Hermione make a choice. When they die, eventually peacefully in old age, the Hallows will not pass on. The wand will be buried with Harry. The stone will be returned to the void. The cloak will be burned. The Deathly Hallows will be removed from the world, preventing future Dark Lords from seeking them, preventing future tragedy. This is their final act as Masters of Death, ensuring no one else must bear the burden. Hogwarts, 2060 minus 68 years later, an old professor stands in the headmaster's office. Harry Potter, age 80, white hair, green eyes still sharp behind glasses. Hermione sits beside him. Also 80. Gray hair pulled back, still reading, always reading. They've served Hogwarts for 60 years, taught thousands of students, stopped countless dark wizards, protected the innocent. They're tired now, ready to rest. One more year, Hermione asks. One more year, Harry agrees. They smile at each other, the bond still strong, still unbreakable. Two souls, one destiny. They lived well, loved deeply, served faithfully. And when they finally pass together peacefully in their sleep, the Hallows pass with them, buried, hidden. Removed from temptation, the Deathly Hallows are no more. But the legend remains of two children who became masters of death, not by conquering it, by accepting it, by proving that the greatest power is not to escape death, but to live well before it comes. Harry and Hermione Potter, twin souls of Peverell, masters of death. Their story ends, but their legacy endures forever. Let us know what you'd like to see next. The end.